Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that taught us this word. I just came across a couple articles regarding Iran and the progression of World War III, and how things are just heating up more and more, and how we should continue to keep our eyes for these keep our eyes on these wars and rumors of wars as prophesied about in the scriptures. This is out of ZeroHedge.com, entitled "Top General Slams Iran's Malign Behavior as Trump Orders Navy to Shoot Down and Destroy Iranian Gunboats." Everybody who was squawking about World War III 4 months ago is apparently too preoccupied with defending the dignity, wisdom, and good name of Bill Gates to realize that the clouds of war are once again forming along the horizon, so to speak. Yeah, with all the coronavirus and all that's going on, people are forgetting about, what's going on in the Middle East. Uh, the vice chairman of the JCOS just told the press that a recent satellite launch out of Iran might as well have been a missile test in disguise. It demonstrated capability showing that Iran's capacity to threaten American allies, aka Israel and Saudi Arabia, in the region. He denounced the launch as another example of Iranian malign behavior. Ever the showman and a practiced master of distraction, President Trump has just lobbed another smoke bomb at the MSM by tweeting that he has ordered Navy ships to fire on Iranian gunboats if they harass U.S. ships. The Iranian military has on occasion harassed U.S. servicemen stationed in the area. Back in 2016, there was a brief but intense international when Iran detains U.S. sailors in two ships, one of which he reportedly broken down. Both ships had occasionally floated into Iranian waters, according to the Iranians. So far, Trump's tweet doesn't appear to be getting too much attention. The Iranian regime is struggling with a brutal coronavirus outbreak that has forced the regime to start reopening its economy for fear of an all-out collapse. The U.S. push to enforce sanctions and add further strain has appalled some European allies who have moved to try and shore up the regime via a facility that bypassed the dollar based on financial system to transact directly with the Iranians. So yeah, Trump is accusing Iran of evil behavior because they're testing missiles or testing satellites or whatever. So, but this was a follow-up article about a couple days afterwards. I believe it was dated around April 26th from the same publication, ZeroHedge.com, entitled "U.S. Beefs Up Gunship Presence in Gulf, Ready to Back Trump's Iran Red Line." American forces in the Persian Gulf have greatly bolstered their ability to respond to Iran at a moment President Trump has renewed trading threats and bars with the Islamic Republic, ordering the U.S. Navy to shoot down and destroy any and all Iranian gunboats if they harass our ships at sea. Bloomberg explains that while the Pentagon has been closely monitoring Iran's growing fleet of over 1,000 small boats in the Gulf and Hormuz Strait, the U.S. has in turn been provocatively beefing up its own presence. March and April U.S. Navy exercises didn't go unnoticed by Iran. The U.S. Navy is further deploying what it dubs a lily pad approach in order to better go on the attack against Iran's expanding fleet of fast boats. Skipping down, one military analyst and former special assistant to naval operations, the Hudson Institute's Brian Clark, told Bloomberg the approach is specifically designed to go on the offensive against Iranian small boats rather than simply defending against them. This is as opposed to the former preferred by less effective strategy by relying purely on deck guns and onboard helicopters, which can be overwhelmed by a large boat swarm. Typically, such U.S. assets are deployed against targets in offensive operations, but will now be used to pick off smaller targets in the contested Gulf region. So yeah, things are heating up. Um, but this was all prophesied. First scriptures at Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Yeah, of war. You know, that's what the prophets prophesied about. You know, the last remaining war is World War III. Slowly but surely, it's been building up, and as this pestilence has been increasing worldwide, people, as the article said, they really didn't notice, Trump's tweet when he tweeted out to, deploy Navy vessels and all that in the Middle East. Uh, yeah, people didn't notice how he ordered the Navy ships to fire on Iranian gunboats if they harass, U.S. ships. So all that is going to lead up, to this to a major conflict, which is, World War III. And the result end of that, are these nuclear missiles, you know, that are going to destroy, America and different parts of the world. Next scripture is Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Yeah, blow the trumpet. We're blowing the trumpet now. I'm telling you, the time of Jacob's trouble is here, basically. You know, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh; it is nigh at hand. And when you read these articles and you watch the news of what's going on around the world, you know that the day of the Lord is at hand. It's a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not ever been the like, neither shall be any more after it, even the years of many generations. Yeah, there'll never be another day like it is today, or like it is, or the day of the Lord that's coming up, man. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Yeah, what's that talking about? Let's talk about the nuclear missiles, man. When the missiles that when they get shut off, a fire burneth, devoureth before them. The land is like a beautiful paradise, trees, gardens, and all that before the missiles, and that's how bad the destruction is going to be when the missiles hit. It's going to be like a wasteland, a desolate wilderness. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen they shall run, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. before the face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways. They shall not break their ranks. Yeah, every one of those missiles that gets launched is going to do exactly what it's supposed to do and destroy that target that it's programmed to hit. It's not going to break the ranks. It's not going to, one missile's going to malfunction or whatever. No, the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on the missiles. It's going to do exactly what they were programmed to do. Burn up the land. Devoureth the land. Whatever it hits, it's going to turn into a desolate wilderness, as the scripture said. So yeah, I just wanted to bring out these two little Middle East, Iranian articles about how things are still, brewing up over there. It hasn't stopped. There's still conflicts. There's still little wars. Rumors of wars popping off, and eventually it's going to escalate to like that third war, that third woe that the scriptures talk about. Two woes. There's one woe left therein, roughly paraphrasing, and also what Ezekiel 38 it speaks about how Russia is going to be a guard to Persia, which is Iran, and all these little small nations, in the Middle East. Russia's going to be a guard unto them. That's when it's really going to, pop off, so to speak, when Russia gets involved. So with that, shalom.